What's going on, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. This is Web Dev Journey, and today we're going to be talking about, or actually implementing, I need to stop saying talking. We're going to be implementing unregistering services, or so our route for unregister, and also talking about versioning and, query the registry for our services that we actually want. So before we start, I do want to clear up one thing. I don't think I talked about it in the last video, but all of these folders right here are literally just Express applications, and they're basic Express applications. I don't want you to be like, why is he not talking about the code that's already inside? It's literally an Express application that has basic logic. Like literally, our bin run is our logic for servers. Nothing. It's just basic stuff. Our config is just the way I like to do things. It's just a configuration folder. That's it. And our server.js is literally just the basic. If it's in deb, do something. This is our error. What's it called? Route or middleware. But yeah, everything's just basic, and I didn't want to talk about this because you should already know about these things. But all you need to know that the folders are literally basic Express servers. Though that is it. And well, yeah, that's it. So let's actually start getting into our coding. So first thing I'm gonna do is that I didn't do this in the last video, but I'm gonna do this unregister for delete, and then for find or get, I'm gonna do find. All right, control save this. So what I want to do is actually start off with unregister route. But before we do that, we do need to create a method for unregister, which will delete our service that we don't want no more. So I'm going to call this unregister. We need the name, version, IP, and port. And what I'm going to do here is just get the key. Same thing as up here. We do need that key, so key. And simply delete this services and passing in the key, and then I'm going to just return key. So delete is actually a reserved word that will delete any object that you want it to delete, but it only works for objects, not arrays. All right, so just keep that in mind. So now let's use this in our service right here. We're not going to be needing next no more, and we're not going to be needing this no more, and it's going to be the exact same thing as up here. So I'm just copy this, paste it right here. Instead of register, I'm going to say unregister. And instead of saying service key, which it is, but I'm not going to be adding a little bit, I'm going to say deleted dollar bracket. There we go. That is it. That's basically it. This is all we need to do for our unregister. It's just we're just deleting that service that we don't want no more. Now, let's actually talk a little bit about versioning. I think I said that right the first time. Anyways, we're still missing that function to query the register, right? The registry. So I want to be able to request a specific version of a service. This can be very useful if you want to roll out new versions or a service in parallel to the old, and leave it to the caller which version they actually want to use. So as a versioning scheme, the one we're going to be using one called SemVer. Now, SemVer is actually used by NPM. This is how NPM versions all their, does their versioning using SemVer, right? So if you're unfamiliar with it, just go to semver.org and look that up or read about it. It's a quick read. It's nothing too hard to actually understand. And I'll have a link on SemVer down below, so that way you get more used to it. But the way we're going to be using it is, I actually do have a diagram right here. So we have three services right now. We have service 1, which has a version of 1.1.0, service 2, which has a version of 1.1.0, and we have a service 1 again, but this time with the different versions of a 1.2.0. all right, so let's say that the caller is trying to find service 1 and they're trying to get 1.1, right? And they don't really care what comes after that. So what we should give them is literally the service 1.1.0. That's the only service that we have that has that version or that semi version that they want, right? Since they only requested a 1.1 point whatever they want, so we could do a point X. Well, this is the only one that we have that matches this criteria, right? But let's say that there we go. let's say that they want service 1 with literally the major version just being a 1. So they don't really care about any of the minor versions. They just want the major version being a 1. So with that, we should either give them back a service 1.1.0 or 1.2.0, since that's the only versions right here that we have. First of all, for service 1, which is right here, they want service 1, which is these two, and they want the major version to be 1, which is also these two. So that's basically how versioning, we're going to be using SemVer. But check this out. Look how popular it is. 64 million weekly downloads. And like I said, this is a semantic versioner for NPM, and we're going to be using it. All right. Even though we're going to be using the, I guess you could say, basic stuff of it, but we are going to be using it. So back into service registry, let's create a get method down here. So get, and all we need for the get is the name and the version that they want. And we do need to install SemVer, so let's do that right now. Right here, npm I SemVer. All right, so up above, let's actually add that in here. So const SemVer is going to equal require SemVer. All right. Now that we have that right here, what I want to do is actually grab all of the services that's going to match our name, the service name, and the version that they want. So for that, we do need to loop through the services object. Okay, so object dot values, or yeah, but first of all, const I'm gonna call this service list. I have no idea. And then we're going to loop through it. All right, so loop through this services, and we're going to dot filter. Make sure my toggle word wrap is on. All right, so we're going to get a service back, and we're going to be, checking for that. So we're going to be checking if service dot name is equal to the name that they actually want, right? So if service.name is equal to the name that they provided, then that's good. Add that to the service list. Also, we also want to check for the version, and this is where we're going to be using SemVer. SemVer.satisfies, and basically we're going to just passing in two strings, right? Two of them. So the first one is going to be the service.version, and then the version that they passed in. So this is going to basically check if it satisfies it. So if the version that they put in is literally just the major version, just a 1. So any versions in here that has the major version as 1, so 1.1, 0.2, 1.1.3, 1.2.5, all that's going to be okay. That satisfies it, all right? If they have the version 1.1 in here, well, it's going to be checking all the 1.1. So 1.1.2, 1.1.5, 1.1.3, all that is going to be okay. So after we have this list of services that are what they wanted, what we need to do is return a service back to them, right? So for this, I'm gonna provide a notation of load balancing, and I'm doing air quotes because this is not really load balancing, but we're going to simulate air quotes again, load balancing right here. What we're going to be doing is just picking a random service inside of our service list. Okay, that's all we're going to be doing. It's just picking a random service to give them, and this is going to, air quotes again, do a load balancing for us. All right. So I'm going to say service list math.floor, and I'm going to do math.random with multiplying it by the service list dot length. So basically, if there's 5 in here, this is going to give us a number between 1 and 5, and done, right? We're going to actually get that service, whatever service it is. So control save this. And now we could actually test this out. If we do npm start right here. All right, let's start this up. So first of all, let's actually, oh wait, we haven't even put it over here. We can't even do it yet. Sorry. We do need to add this get function in here. Can't believe the thing that we actually need. Can't believe I forgot that. So let me get rid of this next because we're not gonna need it anymore. So we do need to pull out the parameters in here. So there's that. And then I'm going to say const service. I'm going to just type svc for service. We're going to say that equal to service registry.get, passing in the service name and the service version. And then I'm going to do for sanity check if there isn't any services, damn it, svc. What we want to do is just return res.status, which we're going to be sending a 404.json. We're also going to give them a JSON back. And I'm going to just say result service not found. Okay, there's that. So if there is something bad, what we want to do is return res.json and actually return the service that they provided or that they want, right? So there you go. There's that. All right, now we could test it out. So open up Postman or whatever you want to do to actually test this out. And first of all, we're going to be deleting or testing out our delete. So right here, I'm going to add, this is a new day. This is something new, right? This is a new day. Or I'm just say service funk. I don't know. I have no idea, dude. I don't know. Funk. Hey, no, funk. There you go. Funk. And version 1.2.5 and port 3002. Let's send that out. We should grab that new service. Yes, we do. And now let's delete this service. So copy this. We're going to do a delete. Paste that, and it's actually in the route unregister, and we want to unregister funk 125.302, and there we go, deleted our service. So deleted work, so that's great. Now let's actually do our git, which is a versioning as well, right? So what we need to do is actually add quite a bit of services in here. So I'm gonna do right here new capital F new funk, and I'm gonna do, yeah, let's add that one in. Let's also do 1.0.0 1.1 1.1.1 1.2, and then I don't know 5, and let's just change up the port. I have no idea. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just random. I'm just adding different stuff. So let's actually try to grab one, and for that it's called new funk. Our service is called new funk. So we're going to do localhost 3000 find, and then the service name, so new funk, and let's do the major version of 1. So it should give us, okay, yes, as you can see right here, our versions is actually changing, and it is giving us all the major versions that have a 1, right? A major version of a 1. Let's actually do 1.1. I want that. And as you can see, it only gives us that. Let me actually add one more in there. 1.1. I don't know, 5. Stand. All right, let's try to grab that one. There it is. Oh, we actually did have one. There you go. 1.1.1 and 1.1.5. Yeah. So as you can see, our versioning is actually working. It's actually giving us a different version, but the version that they requested, right? So if I literally say 1.1.5, it should give me that one and only that one back, which it looks like, yeah, it is. Awesome. So our Git is actually working. Now, before we end the video, what I want to do is actually wrap this up by creating a method to clean up the services we are not using. All right. And that's why we created this timestamp for every service. So what this is going to do with this method, let's actually call the method down here. I'm gonna call it clean up. So what this method is supposed to do is get rid of all the services that already expired, because we have this timeout over here of 30 seconds. So if no one's using it within 30 seconds, then it's just going to expire. And that's how we're going to be cleaning this out. All right. So we need to do a const, and we're going to be grabbing this const. Now we do need to get the time frame of right now, whatever that right now is, in seconds. So we just create a new date divided by 1,000, and we get our Unix timestamp in seconds. Now we do need to loop through all those services to figure out which ones has expired. So object dot keys, this dot services dot for each, and we're going to get a key back, and we want to do something with that key. So we're going to be checking if this dot services with that key dot timestamp plus this dot timeout. The timeout is a timeout that we provided, that 30 seconds in this case, the number of seconds to expire. So timestamp plus this timeout, if that's less than now, basically that means that it expired. So we're going to delete that. So delete this dot services with the key, and we're going to just log that out. This dot log dot debug removed service providing that key. All right, so this is our basic cleanup method right here. We're just comparing our timestamps, and if it's lower than the current timestamp that we have right now, it expired, and we're going to just delete that service, right? That's pretty much it. Now that we have this cleanup method, we do need to use it in a couple methods. So in here, we're going to be using it, this dot cleanup. So every time they register, we're going to clean up our services. If there's anything expired, just clean it up and delete anything. Also, when they get a service, we want to clean up there as well. This dot service, or this, oh, I already copied it. So nope, I didn't. So this dot cleanup, and there you go. For the sake of the video, I'm actually going to change this to 10 seconds just to make sure everything is working properly. So let's actually go into Postman and try this out. All right, so I'm gonna create a version 1.1.5. And we just created a version. So after 10 seconds, this should actually expire. If I actually try to grab that, is that new fun? Okay, okay. If I send that out, already 10 seconds has passed, so service not found. Let's try it one more time. So send. Let's go back over here, and then, oh, look at that. We have our version, and I'm just keep on sending this until we don't have it no more, or until it times out, which it did right there. There you go. After 10 seconds, it unregisters itself, or it deletes itself, which is a good thing. So we don't have to worry about cleaning up any services or any unused services. We already have a method that does that for us. Or right here. I don't even know why I was doing that. Right here, our cleanup method, right? So that was it for this video, guys. We're actually done for right now with our service registry microservice. If you should already know what service registry is. We're done. Now we could actually start registering the services that we need, which is in the next video. We're going to start with our let me get rid of this, our speaker service. Register this sucker right here. All right, so thank you guys for this video. Thank you for this video. Thank you guys for watching this video. It means a lot to me that you're spending your time watching my videos. I greatly appreciate the support, guys. If you want to support me even more, please consider my Patreon page, which is linked down below. Also, if you like the video, please consider subscribing, comment, and like the video. Thank you guys so much for everything, and I will see you in the next video.